Have you ever wondered why the Stoics, some of the wisest thinkers in history, constantly reminded themselves of death? It might sound dark or depressing, but in reality, Memento Mori, the practice of remembering that you will die, is one of the most powerful tools for living a meaningful, fearless, and focused life. In this video, we're going to explore what Memento Mori really means, why the Stoics meditated on death, and how you can use this practice to transform your life, starting today. So, let's dive in. First, what does Memento Mori mean? Memento Mori is a Latin phrase that means, remember you must die. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, saw reflecting on mortality not as a way to make life sad, but as a way to make life urgent, precious, and meaningful. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his journal, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." So why would anyone think about death on purpose? Because, as the Stoics knew, when you remember that life is short, you stop wasting time on things that don't matter. Think about it. How much time do we spend worrying about what people think? Getting angry over small things? Procrastinating on our dreams? When you realize that your time is limited, that death could come at any moment, suddenly, all those little worries don't seem so important. Memento Mori isn't about being afraid of death. It's about using the reality of death to live more fully, more bravely, and more intentionally. Let's look at 3 ways the Stoics used Memento Mori to live better lives, and how you can too. First, Memento Mori helps you focus on what really matters. Imagine if today was your last day. Would you spend it angry at a stranger on the internet? Would you worry about that awkward thing you said 2 weeks ago? Or would you focus on what you love, spending time with people you care about, working on your passions, helping others? By remembering that life is short, you gain clarity. Suddenly, the small annoyances fall away, and you see what's really worth your time. Seneca wrote, "You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire." What he means is, why? We act like we'll live forever when we put off the important things. But we're quick to fear every little problem as if it's the end of the world. Memento Mori flips that thinking. It makes you brave enough to live fully, right now. Second, Memento Mori makes you fearless. A lot of what holds us back in life is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of what others might say. But when you realize that you're going to die someday, and that everyone else will too, those fears lose their power. Epictetus said, "I cannot escape death, but at least I can escape the fear of it." Think about it. If you knew your time was limited, would you finally speak your mind? Would you finally go after that dream you've been putting off? Memento Mori gives you the courage to live life on your own terms. Third, Memento Mori helps you appreciate life. Ironically, thinking about death makes you love life more. When you realize that nothing lasts forever, not you, not your loved ones, you start to appreciate the small moments. A sunset, a laugh with a friend, a quiet morning with a cup of coffee. You stop taking life for granted. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Don't act as if you have 10,000 years to live." So, how can you start practicing Memento Mori in your daily life? Here are 3 simple ways. First, reflect on mortality each morning. When you wake up, remind yourself, "I could leave life today, so how do I want to live?" This isn't about being morbid. It's about starting your day with intention and gratitude. Second, use symbols or reminders. The Stoics would sometimes keep objects, like a skull on their desk, to remind them of death. You don't have to do that, but maybe you set a wallpaper on your phone, or write a note that says, "Remember, life is short," to keep things in perspective. Third, pause when you're upset or distracted and ask yourself, would this matter if I had only a day to live? If not, let it go. Focus on what really counts. Let me give you a quick modern example. Imagine you're arguing with a loved one over something small, like where to eat dinner. If you remembered that either of you could be gone tomorrow, would that argument still matter? Probably not. You'd likely choose kindness, patience, and love. That's the power of Memento Mori. It shifts your focus from petty problems to deeper meaning. So, let's recap. Memento Mori means remember you must die. But far from being depressing, it's a practice that makes you appreciate life, focus on what matters, and live without fear. The Stoics believed that when you embrace your mortality, you free yourself to live fully. So, how would your life change if you remembered that every day could be your last? If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe, because in our next video, we'll dive into how to deal with negative emotions using Stoic wisdom. And let me know in the comments, What's one thing you would do today if you truly remembered that life is short? Thanks for watching. And remember, life is precious. Don't waste it. See you next time.